Okay, friends, we start with that snowy view from Massachusetts. Oh, our storms, they're all back east. Doesn't it feel that way sometimes? That nor'easter packing a punch, historic snow totals coming out of this one. As we look at the satellite radar, you can actually see the storm that prompted blizzard warnings all through New England. More to do with the wind than it does the moisture. But we head back to the Beehive State where high pressure is in control, and you see that westerly flow carrying in the cloud cover, indicating a moisture uptick here in the Beehive State. Live view from Alta tonight. That's a pretty one, but you see the clouds have increased. Our mountains actually looking at a winter weather advisory going into effect tomorrow morning. It's for the Bear River Range, the Wasatch, the western Uintas. We're going to see some very gusty winds coming from the west up to 80 miles per hour for exposed ridge lines, and we know those snow levels are going to continue to rise, but we are looking at accumulation of heavy, wet, dense snow tomorrow. So we know that avalanche threat is going to stick around as well. Live view from southern Utah, where we're going to stay fairly quiet. The sun going down from our Black Desert Sky Cam as they were flirting with 70 degrees. Today, 66 in St. George. Don't worry. Those 70s are coming. We've got 50s in the north. That's above average. 48's our average high this time of year, but we soared above that. 40s on the eastern side of the state. Along the Wasatch Front, we'll see those 50s turning into 40s with dry conditions tonight and partly cloudy skies, but we know the wet weather arrives tomorrow. Ensign Peak over the Salt Lake Valley with that thick deck of clouds. So we look at precipitation potential, really heavily focuses on northern Utah where that winter weather advisory is in effect. And let's step back and look at why. You can see the Pacific Northwest dealing with that moisture because we've got an atmospheric river event that's going to be making landfall. We will see some of those remnants graze northern Utah, this narrow corridor of moisture, the positioning of the low and the high, supporting that as it moves towards the Pacific Northwest. Big picture here shows the breakdown of the ridge that kept us dry through the weekend and today. The core of that moisture is a little further north, but we will see valley rain and mountain snow as it moves through. We cut off that moisture source midday Wednesday. So high pressure takes over and we start to dry out. We'll stay dry for the remainder of the week, but that doesn't mean we're done. No, we have the chance. We're going to watch the potential of a storm for the latter half of the weekend and into next week. But let's talk about tomorrow's storm. Because we have an atmospheric river connection, warmer conditions and snow levels rise. Well, we'll start at 6,800 feet. Those snow levels will get up to 8,000 and 9,000 feet as we get through Tuesday night and Wednesday morning. Futurecast shows us the valley rain, mountain snow set up here by tomorrow morning. Swath of moisture with a northwest flow into the afternoon and evening. We're going to see showers on and off that holds on into Wednesday, becoming showery into the afternoon. And then that high pressure says, well, we're done. And we stay quiet as we get through Thursday and Friday and even a portion of the weekend. As we look at precipitation type here, I mentioned those snow levels will be high, above 8,000 feet, 2 to 8 inches, above 9,000 feet. So our highest peaks, the upper Cottonwoods, the Bear River Range, you're going to be closer to 8 to 16. While the moisture sets in, we could see a wintry mix for our mountain valleys, but in our benches and on the valley floor, we're looking at rain. Well, how much rain? Atmospheric rivers sometimes can impress us. As we look at the moisture potential here, anywhere from 1/4 of an inch up to an inch in northern Utah, looks like that moisture could go as far south as Nephi, possibly Spanish Fork. Temperatures for tomorrow in the 40s and 50s. We're going to stay mild with that warmth. We see those 50s and 60s on the eastern side of the state. 68 in St. George. And you're going, okay, well, what about that 70? It's Wednesday. Dry conditions in the south, partly cloudy skies, incredible temperatures, but above average. 61 is usually the average high in St. George this time of year. Bit more unsettled for the Wasatch Front. Some valley rain, mountain snow, temperatures in the 50s, quiet through the rest of the work week and into Saturday. And then we'll see what happens Sunday and Monday. I feel like last week was winter, this week is spring. I'm just trying to keep up, everybody.
Seriously.
I'm sure you are too.
Make up our minds. Come on.